be kings, we're the princes of the universe. Here we belong.
Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and believe it or not, I was actually requested to watch and review this movie. Highlander is a 1986 film that was directed by Russell Mulcahy. Probably said that wrong. But Highlander, there can only be one. Of course, that's the infamous tagline of this movie. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of people who love this film, who grew up on this movie. This is considered a cult classic to those people. I, for one, have not seen this movie until today. This is my very first time sitting down and watching this. I know. Some movies I'm just kind of late to the party to, but better late than never. The plot is we see Christopher Lambert, who plays Connor MacLeod, and Connor is a guy who has been alive since the 1500s. Hundreds and hundreds of years he's been around because he's immortal. He's one of a few immortal people who he's in present day 1986 New York City at the very beginning. I'm watching this and he's in Madison Square Garden watching a wrestling show. And I couldn't believe that I see Bad Street USA, the Fabulous Freebirds, come out and they're having a wrestling match. I'm just watching this for the first time, like, what is going on? Me being a wrestling fan, that was pretty cool. I can get into it, I can appreciate that. And you quickly see he goes into the parking lot, he gets ambushed and attacked, has a sword fight with this guy who's also immortal. And that's when you know what type of movie this is. Now, I can't deny that this fight, especially, and a lot of moments throughout the movie, were very cheesy, very sort of, not cartoonish, but very 80s. And in one sense, you can kind of laugh, chuckle at a lot of these moments. But also, I have to appreciate a lot of this. Just the 80s feel is not something that you can replicate, that you can just remake and do again in today's time. It's a time and period that is there. And unless you were alive for any point of that era, you probably won't understand it. But it's also very serious in some other cases. It's bloody, it's violent, it's rated R, people's heads are getting cut off. I'm like, wow, I almost wasn't expecting all of this. That's where we get introduced to Sean Connery. I know, I did not know he was in this movie, but it was very cool to see him play, get this, Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez. I can't make this up. He's playing an Egyptian immortal who has a Spanish accent. He comes in to be the mentor, tutor, the trainer of Connor, to teach him how, like, what powers he has and what he can do. And Sean Connery just chews up the scenery. He's so much fun. He brings life into this movie. I very much enjoyed him. And that's where you get introduced to the villain, Clancy Brown. I know, is playing the Kurgan. And Clancy Brown is one of my favorite actors to play villains, especially. Come on, we've known over the years how great he is. But when he's in this movie, in his younger years, he's threatening, intimidating, a little scary, but also amusing. Like, I had a lot of fun with him just in his leather outfits and his long hair. Eventually cuts it and he has his throat slash, but then he puts like paper clips in them and just walks around like that. Come on, that's so 80s and so badass, all rolled into one. And I enjoyed watching him on screen. I shouldn't say that because he is the villain, but it's very true. Also, you have Roxanne Hart, who plays Brenda Wyatt. And a lot of these characters, a lot of these women in the movie, you could say are just a love interest. Like, you have this character, Heather, who is from Connor's past. He married her, he lived a long life with her. She, of course, aged, became old, and died. and he was immortal. So that was interesting to have him have a marriage that went like that. But this Brenda character, she works with the police, so she's investigating the crazy stuff going on with the sorcery stuff, the medieval swords, and the history. She wants to know what's going on. She wants to know who this guy is. She wants to know like exactly what this is all about, and I appreciated that. I think I related to her more than anybody else in the movie because she's one of the few humans in this movie, and she's a woman who's being proactive. In 1986, I'm pretty sure that wasn't common. So again, I kind of immediately gravitated to her. You also had, speaking of female characters, this woman Rachel, who you get a flashback of her as a little girl. She was saved by Connor, and so she's sort of been with him ever since. But she's kind of just there in the background, almost as his caretaker or just somebody there for him. I wish we did a little bit more with her. I wish we found out what exactly their relationship was or is. Were they ever together? Or are they just friends? I don't know, like, there's so many ideas in this movie. There's so much going on at the same time that maybe there's not enough time put into every single idea. That could be true. And I'm not going to lie and say that there wasn't any moments where maybe the flashbacks, the constant flashbacks got a little, not boring, but tedious and stuff. I like the modern day stuff more. But, come on. This is a 1986 movie that I had fun with. I did. Is it the greatest movie? Do I have love for it as much as other people who grew up on it? Probably not. But I can say I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I certainly got a lot out of watching this movie. Very interesting. Highlander, to say the least. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Highlander if you've seen it too. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!